afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to our channel. We are in Italy at the moment.
Hello.
Because as you mentioned, it is the first round of the Italian sprint. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Italian GT sprint.
Yeah. And the first round is, where are we?
Misano. So we are in, well, we're staying in Porto Verde Apartments. I don't know whether this is Porto Verde or Misano or whatever. It's all kind of...
It's near, what did we say?
Cattolica. So, yeah, it's a couple of miles from the track. So we'll say Misano.
Yeah. So, as per usual, joining you looking terrible and sneezy because I just have a really sensitive nose. And I just don't think that the plane aircon does anything for me. Anyway, it is 25 to 4. We landed and got to our hotel about 1ish, but we couldn't check in until 3. So we went to Lidl, got a few little bits and bobs food-wise, and basically went for a walk, didn't we?
Yeah.
So yeah, our plan this year, so with the... Sorry, I'm just taking my shoes off. With the Italian GT, there is lunch and dinner provided at the track, but no breakfast. So last year what we did, we bought, I think, pastries and bananas from the track, from the shop, and also like an iced coffee or something like that, just for ease. But this year we have decided to try and be a little bit more on it, so we've brought some of the porridge pots from home. Luckily we've got a kettle in our apartment, so it's something that we just need to sort of play by ear each round, because obviously some places won't have a kettle because they mainly drink coffee out of a coffee machine. Really annoyed though, because I specifically bought a new pot of hot chocolate powder and a little pot to decant some of it into to bring so that I could have my hot chocolate even when we were away, but we left it at home. Along with coffee and latte sachets as well, which is just irritating. So we've bought the Lidl equivalent of hot chocolate powder. It'll probably be horrible, but gonna give it a go, and I'll show you what we bought in a second. But yeah, basically trying to be a little bit more on it. So we just bought a few little bits from the shop, and we didn't have our traditional McDonald's when we arrived today because we're going to save that until Sunday evenings at the race weekends, because Jack is really trying to be on it with his weight this year, and obviously starting off on a Thursday eating rubbish is not really the best way to go about it. But also what we did find was, come Thursday evening, because we'd eaten quite late and a lot of rubbish, we then weren't enjoying or hungry for our evening meal on a Thursday. And kind of like Friday, Saturday, you know what you're going to get. It's the same kind of thing. It's pizza, not pizza, pasta, and then some kind of meat, and then fruit and desserts. Whereas it's quite nice to like go out for a pizza when we're here, or a burger or something else. So on the way we stopped at, is it an auto grill?
Yeah, auto grill. Sorry,
a petrol station, and just I got a baguette, and Jack got a pizza slice, and then we got a little pot of fruit as well, and a Kit Kat. And then, yeah, like I say, we went to the shop, so hopefully we should be ready for dinner tonight. We didn't have breakfast this morning because we were up at 3:30, so bright and early, which also doesn't help with the appearance. But Jack's just doing a little bit for his car. He's just removing his private plate and sorting it off the road and all that fun stuff. Anyway, I'll give you a little haul of what we got from the shops, and then also a room tour as well. And we also bought some sunglasses at the airport this morning, so I'll give you a little background story about that in a minute. So, as you come in, on the right you've got the bathroom. So there we go, all set up, ready to go. The difference between a man and a woman, they are actually my vitamins, and then we're on the turmeric tablets at the moment, because I generally am always in a lot of joint pain and stuff. So yeah, tell me you're a woman without telling me you're a woman. Anyway, shower, toilet, obviously bidet, very jazzy colour scheme going on in there. And then this is the main room. So we've got this little vanity area just here. Our case is just laid out on the bed. There is this little fridge, tea, coffee station there. So this is the hot chocolate powder stuff that we're going for. It'll probably be Absolutely vile, but never mind. We also got some milk from the shop, and we got some blueberries as well. We weren't sure if there was going to be a fridge, so we got some long life milk. And then Jack is sticking to his ginger shots, so he got 2 of these just to have over the next few days, because obviously you don't want that whole thing. I got myself this juice just in case the hot chocolate powder was horrible. We got some water. Jack wanted some dark chocolate just to have as a little treat, and the blueberries to go in our porridge. So here is our porridge setup, and we also got these last year from Asda, again because you can never guarantee that you're going to get cutlery, and we just thought it was good when we're travelling. So yeah, we got a selection of porridge pots from Asda, our little spoons, blueberries to go in that, some bananas, complimentary bit of wine from the hotel people, and then there's just a little kitchen area in this kind of like wardrobe thing, I suppose. Washing machine, microwave, tap, cups, all that fun stuff. And then we've got Jack just over here, lovely bed, and then this is our view. So it's basically a marina resort, so we look out onto a marina, which is quite nice. Obviously at the moment it's the start of May, so not really peak season, not the warmest. Tomorrow it's meant to be sunnier, but we can imagine that in the summer this is going to be lovely. So yeah, that's that. And then really upsetting, last night when we were packing, Jack discovered that he has misplaced his sunglasses, which is really sad actually, because we bought those sunglasses together 3 years ago, and yeah, it's just sad times that he's lost them, to be honest. So he was on the hunt for some more, and hopefully the other pair turn up. We didn't really have the time to kind of be searching high and low for them, but with his sunglasses he then got 20% off another pair. So I have been wanting some sunglasses. Like, I've got a pair of Ray-Bans, but I wanted another pair of sunglasses for probably a couple of years now, but I've not been able to find any that I like, and also that are reasonably priced, because they can be so expensive, and I'm not out here to spend like £300 on a pair of sunglasses that are probably going to break or be lost like Jack's. So Jack bought his, and then I was like, do you know what, I'm going to buy some because you've got a voucher, 20% off, and I'm going to make use of it. So these are just some Polaroid ones. I think they look very similar to the Ray-Bans that people used to have back in the day. Quite like them, not too big, not too fly-like, and yeah, we were just saying hopefully that they last just as long as our Ray-Bans. So yeah, those are mine, and then I will show you Jack's. Jack's are very similar to his Ray-Bans that he lost, but just in a different colour. Not really a fan of this case though, because come on now, it's bright yellow. Who wants a bright yellow sunglass case? Where are yours? Oh, here. And then that's your lead. And then these are Jack's. So his are Ralph Lauren ones. I think I look pretty good in these.
Yeah, very good.
Give us a little sample there, Jack. Lovely.
Sorry, I basically just sawned my car because the tax ran out yesterday. Insurance ran out 4 days ago.
And it's only open 7 till 7.
So I've sawned it, but I'm trying to retain my custom plate, and it's saying I can't do it online. Oh. So there's another form I've got to print out, fill in, and then send the registration document of the car to Swansea DVLA to hopefully get it all retained and sorted. So pain in the backside, but it's all good. I will do that when I'm home. But the car's sawn now, so it's off the road and all up to date and legal.
Yeah. So yeah, that is our little airport purchase, and we're just gonna chill for a little bit and then head to the track today for a track walk and just a general chit chat probably. Jack's gonna be meeting his teammate for the first time, hopefully.
Yeah.
Maybe did I say track walk?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we'll be going for dinner tonight, so we will bring you along. So yeah, that was a very, very long-winded story, but we hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's get into it. Just quickly updating you on this morning's casualty on the way to the airport. Jack's suitcase wheel completely fell off. So he is a 3-wheeled suitcase. We needed to get some new wheels anyway, but yeah, not good, not fun. Good morning everybody, it is now Friday morning. We have just been out for a 3k run just to start the day as Jack and Faye stretch their legs. But if you're me, then absolutely sweating, you know what, I'm so hot, sweat's pouring off of me. Anyway, last night we went for a track walk. I did get a little clip of us going around the track, and then we actually had dinner provided at the track this time, so we didn't end up going out for our pizza. So we were saying we might possibly get our pizza on Sunday instead of getting McDonald's. You just fancy on a wine bottle. So yeah, we have just done our run. We're now just going to have our porridge. So I'm going to go for the bowl and syrup one. Jack's going to have the apple and blueberry to trial it.
Coffee for me, hot chocolate for Corinne, a few blueberries.
Yeah, it's actually quite nice. We had one last night.
Got some dark chocolate as well with pistachio, so I'm just going to put a bit of that in the porridge.
Alright, yeah, sure. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the plan. It's a lovely sunny day, and where I blew my nose so much yesterday, this bit of my mouth is so sore. And stupidly, I had a little tiny pot of like cream, and I took it out of my bag. Must have been when we went to Bury St Edmunds. So I'm gonna have to take my full pot of face cream. Just keep lathering that up because yeah, it's not a vibe. So yeah, I'll show you the view this morning in the sun. Lovely. Do you know what I think the only thing that would be good, Jack?
What?
Is if there was a remote control by the bed.
To open the blind?
To open the blind, yeah, so that you could just lay in bed.
Do you actually want your chocolate in the porridge?
Yeah, go on then. Just a little bit though.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, you could just, look, you could just lay in bed and admire the view. Lovely, yeah, so that's us. I'm going to have a little rinse before we set off this morning because I always do when we go for a run of a morning. Jack doesn't get sweaty enough to warrant anything.
Yeah, but I've tried telling this to Corinne and anyone out there, whoever watches these, whatever, you can't,
All two of you.
Men versus women and different fitness levels and abilities, you can't compare because, was it as Albert Einstein, if you judge a fish's ability to climb a tree, it will spend its whole life thinking it's an idiot. It's that sort of theory that I run quite a lot, I ride quite a lot, so my endurance capacity is higher than Corinne's. Here we go, zooming in for the serious business. So if I can run tempo at say 4 10-minute kilometres and for her it's 5-10, you can't compare. Of course, if we run at her pace for 2 or 3k when I can run further as well, it's going to be like a little stretch out. So you can't let yourself get demoralised because someone can do something more. I'm
not demoralised.
No, good.
I'm just saying I'm hot and you're not.
But if I judge my cycling ability by what the professionals can do, my head would be buried in the sand, down on the ground floor, and we're on the 3rd floor right now. You can't worry what other people do. You can only worry about yourself. So that's the motivation this morning.
Yeah. Breakfast fit for a queen. Breakfast fit for a king. time in this car and things, so it's going to be a tough weekend. Jack said there's a lot of competition, but as always they're going to give it their best shot, and we'll find out how Jack got on in FP1 when it's finished.
Hello everyone, update at the end of Friday free practice. We are just, well, we're not ready for bed yet, but we are going to be ready for bed soon. What's so funny? What's so funny?
I'm just so tired, I'm delirious.
Anyway, Corinne's delirious. So, free practice. Session 1 this morning was an hour, but it was an absolute... Okay, thanks.
Carry on.
Oh god, I can't. Just shut up. Get out. Anyway, FP1 this morning was an absolute mess because we had basically all of the cars from our grid, so 23 GT3 cars, alongside the GT Cup Championship, which is a totally separate event. But they decided it's a good idea to send everyone out together for the first practice. So there's 53 cars at Misano. Now anyone who knows Misano knows it's not the longest track in the world. So as expected, it was very busy, lots of traffic, lots of slow cars, lots of faster cars. It was just a mess. But it was a good chance to get some valuable dry laps in. I think we finished 6th in the end, which was respectable. A couple of guys chose not to run. I think people who've done more pre-season testing chose not to run the first session to save the tyres, because you get 5 sets of tyres each weekend, or 5 new sets at round 1, and then you carry 2 sets over from each weekend and you get 3 new at each weekend. So people choosing not to run basically means they've got fresher tyres going forward. And then FP2 was 45 minutes, but then split into our individual classes, so back to having 23 cars. And we ended up 6th. We're right in the mix. It's quite close on times. Like I say, a few guys didn't run in session 1, so they had fresher or new tyres altogether. I went in the car 2nd in the 2nd session, so when I was driving, the tyres were right at the end of their life, but we were still putting out some competitive times, so that, you know, sets us up well for the races. And yeah, overall, after analysing everything from the day, we're quite happy. It's 2nd day working with the engineer and some of the new guys in the team. First time ever driving with my teammate Philip, you know, meeting him yesterday evening. So there's a lot to kind of take in for both of us, but I'd say today was very successful, and we are looking forward to getting out for qualifying tomorrow morning and the races. So yeah, strapped some new tyres on, a couple of tweaks in the setup, a couple of little bits just to tidy up on the driving, try and put it all together in one lap for qualifying, and then obviously in the race, full gas the whole way. So yeah, let's see you guys tomorrow. So we are just on a little walk. We did this yesterday afternoon.
in between the two practice sessions. Just a nice little kind of gravel path around a lake. Got a lot of time to kill now. So yeah, had time to kind of cool off after qualifying early this morning. It's kind of a morning of two halves, really.
I like that analogy.
What?
Two halves.
Two halves. So, firstly, on one hand, I'm a bit disappointed. So I've ended up 6th in my session. So there's several things to take from it. There was much more potential in the car than I delivered for various reasons. I won't go into all the reasons in loads of detail, but there were some yellow flags, bit of traffic. I generally just didn't put all my best sectors together. If I had have done, a couple attempts would have put me from 6th to 2nd. Generally, there probably was still 3 or 4 attempts out there that I just didn't find. Just being totally honest, didn't do my best performance I've done. So, you know, I think there was potential in the car to be on the front row in our session, but I didn't do the business. And then Philip in session 2 stuck it on pole by, I think, 5 attempts. So really, really good. Got the full potential out the car. Showed what we can do and what it is capable of, sorry. Cool, it's quite sunny now. Yeah. And yeah, so like I say, on one hand I'm a bit disappointed with my own performance, but it's nice to see that the car really does have the ability to do the business. Just means that for today's race this afternoon we've got a little bit more work to do and we've got to try and survive the first lap. Just got a bike coming past. So yeah, feeling quite positive now, quite optimistic.
Have we said about the sprint, the difference between sprint and endurance?
Probably not, but so this week, this format for the sprint championship is 2 50-minute races instead of just one solo race on the Sunday. So
racing both days.
Basically, we've got a race this afternoon which I'm starting from 6th, and then we've got our race tomorrow that Philip will start from pole. So yeah, let's see what we can do. There is potential for a couple of good results and some good points to start the year. Really now, it's I think 10 o'clock, something like that. We've just got a bit of time before lunch. Cars are in Parc Fermé, which in French is closed park, which basically means the cars are being checked by the scrutineering people just to make sure there's no cheating, no irregularities, no rules being broken. And then yeah, we have a chance just to look through some data, see where you know, I'm missing this little bit of time from, and then we will attack the race full power. So yeah, see you guys in a bit.
Race 1 review is 10:10 in the evening. We are fed, watered, washed and ready for bed. Got a bit of a lay-in tomorrow. Race isn't until 1:30, so I haven't got to be at the track till like 10, 11 o'clock. Anyway, rubbish start. Couldn't see the lights. Didn't have my eye on the first place. Was too busy watching the guy in front. Rubbish start. Lost a couple of places. Got a little bit dicey on the first lap, but anyway, I think I regained 1 place. I did. Anyway, so ran most of the stint in 7th. Started to catch the car in front. Did manage to catch, but it was a bit of a cat and mouse because it was quicker in certain points of the circuit, but with the balance of performance, they were a bit faster in the straights. Same as last year, same manufacturer as last year, that is always really fast in a straight line. Anyway, made a bit of a, I'm going to say it was a fair move, especially with the line they were driving. Their car was all over the place. They were really focusing on trying to get the exits. They were staying out really wide. I made the move, they turned in, bit of contact, they had a half spin. Anyway, we got a 10-second penalty. However, it didn't affect us in the end, so luckily we managed to build enough of a gap later in the race to the cars behind that that penalty did not affect us. I disagree. I think worst case scenario to me is a racing incident, but you know, it is what it is. These things happen sometimes in racing. And then we ended up finishing 5th. So when we had clear air, no cars in front of us, we had really good pace. Philip put in a good stint. We had a couple of Pro-Am entries ahead of us, so we managed to, you know, pass them. And fortunately for us, points-wise, obviously you never want to gain positions in such a way, and obviously I believe Max, who was driving, walked away absolutely fine, but one of the BMWs had a suspension failure at the fastest part of the track, ended up in the wall, so, you know.
On the second to last lap.
Second to last. No, it was the last lap. So, you know, he did get straight out of the car, which is obviously always great to see. Sure, he's a bit bruised, but, you know, nothing that won't be worn off in a day or two. I hope they have all the parts they need to get, you know, fixed and out for tomorrow. But, you know, for us it was ideal. We gained a place. We went up from 6th to 5th. The penalty didn't affect us, and we've got some points on the board. And to be honest, after our team meeting on Thursday, the fact that, you know, I feel I've already mentioned this, you know, we haven't really done any testing together and all that side of things. We didn't really have any expectations coming in. In my mind, I wanted to walk away with a couple of top 5s, so we've already achieved that in race 1. Obviously, we're going to be starting, well, Philip's going to be starting pole tomorrow, so, you know, let's see what we can do in race 2. It'd be amazing to walk away with a podium or even a win, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's see where we end up, and we'll do a little bit of a debrief and weekend recap tomorrow. So catch you guys then.
I just thought this was quite funny. I don't know if we mentioned it or not, but basically I just recently bought some self-watering taps from Aldi to water all of our plants over the summer when we're away, rather than having to ask our neighbours all of the time. One, because obviously it's annoying for them. 2, sometimes it might rain, sometimes it's really hot, whatever, blah, 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 boring story. But on the top of the taps, you need to put small water bottles, and we don't drink bottled water back home, so we'd have to buy the small bottles to then drink. But obviously being in Italy, we're drinking, well, Jack is drinking a lot of water. So I said to him, let's keep the bottles and make a start. We need 24, and I think we've got 13 maybe. So a good start. We will get some more in a couple of weeks. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12. But this one here is slightly different. It probably won't work. So we've got 11. I've got one there. 12. Jack's got one there. 13. Lovely. Thank you, Jack.
Hotel bed review number 17. No, I'm only joking. It's Sunday night now, so we had race 2 today, and I feel like the disappointment hasn't worn off, but it's Corinne in the background, just loitering in the background. Anyway, what a day. Yeah, basically
He came first twice.
absolutely gutting. Probably today was the best chance and easiest chance at a win in my car racing career. Obviously I've won races. It's not me saying I haven't won races, but this was probably the easiest opportunity we had at a race win. The car was, sorry, Corinne's just got out of the bed because this room is absolutely roasting. It's like 400 degrees in here. Anyway, Philip started on pole. Got a great start and was leading the race by 2 seconds. And we got a 10-second stop-go penalty. Basically, part of the air jack system got stuck in the car. So in the back, there's basically like a socket where you connect the air hoses to jack the car up in the pit lane to allow, obviously, work, tyre changes, all that sort of jazz. And there was basically the end connection got stuck. So in the end, the guys couldn't get it out, so we had to send him to the grid. So we didn't miss that. But then there's a rule that when the clock counts down, basically there's a set time where you can't work on the cars anymore. I believe it's 5 minutes. I thought it was 3 minutes, but it's 5 minutes, I think. And they were obviously still fiddling about trying to get this bit out, obviously as a safety thing, in case it was to come out during the race and then you just got a chunk of metal just basically flying backwards, which is dangerous, or into the crowd, whatever. So yeah, basically, unfortunately it's a bit of a black and white rule infringement. Obviously they weren't working on the car, they weren't changing setup, they weren't doing tyre pressures, any of that stuff you're not meant to do, just as a matter of safety. So we had to come in for a 10-second stop-go penalty while leading the race by 2 seconds, with, you know, being the fastest car on track. Absolutely heartbreaking, really, to lose such a, well, not to be cocky, but what would have been an easy win. We would have built up enough of a gap to the car in second that our pit penalty from finishing 5th the day before wouldn't have affected us. And then in the second stint, even with me being in traffic, having to come back through to 11th, I think we made up, you know, I think 6 or 7 places in the second stint when I was in. I think
no, 10.
10.
You went out and you were 21st.
Okay, there we go, 10 places. So I will be corrected, stand corrected. Even with that, we were matching pace with the other Lambos, which were further back because they had more pit stop penalty from doing better yesterday, and we were faster than the BMW that won the race. So yeah, pretty gutting to sit here and be like, yeah, we finished 5th and 11th. But at the same time, quite optimistic for the rest of the season. The car was really good. We were super fast. I'm a little bit frustrated about my own qualifying performance, because even if I'd have just been a couple attempts quicker, which was possible on theoretical times, we'd have been on the front row. And I think if I'd have started 2nd or 3rd, it would have been a different story in race 1. So yeah, sitting here quite...
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah, basically sitting here quite gutted and upset, but also very motivated and positive with the work we did. As I've already mentioned, 1 pre-season test in a wet and miserable Misano. Met Philip, my teammate, for the first time on Thursday. We've all gelled together with Fernando, our engineer, really well. We get on well, we get the work done, we've developed the car quite nicely. So yeah, really looking forward to the rest of the season. Just absolutely gutting that we couldn't start the year with a few more points on the board, but luckily with Italian GT get 1 drop round, so that will probably hopefully be our dropped round, and hopefully we can start to climb aboard the podium and, you know, finish in the top 5 regularly, and have a good rest of the year. So yeah, on the racing front, a little bit frustrating and disappointing, but many positives to take as well, and you have to try and turn these things into a positive, otherwise it's very easy, as people who are involved in any sport or any sort of competition, it's easy to bury yourself in this pit of despair when things don't go your way, but you have to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and move on to the next one. So I'm not sure what else will be added to this video, but if nothing else,
Not a lot.
see you guys in the next video.
I would appear for a special appearance, but it's so
she's already undressed for bed, and also it is about 1,000 degrees. So yeah, we'll catch you guys soon.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you.
for watching and all that jazz, and we'll see you again in our next one.
just
They were my feet, by the way,
sorry,
in case anyone...
just a head popping up. Anyway, see you guys soon. Cheers.